The Brave Boy and the Monsters of the Dark Cave. The moon was a thin silver blade in the night sky when Kian, a wiry 12-year-old boy with eyes that glimmered like burning coals, stood at the mouth of the Hollow Fang Cave. The villagers whispered that the cave was alive, breathing shadows, hiding monsters that devoured cattle and sometimes people. Kian's father had vanished there a year ago. Since then, the cave's creatures had grown bolder, crawling out at night to snatch goats and leave bloody tracks by the river. The grown warriors feared the cave, but Kian, clutching the old bronze spear his father once wielded, refused to let fear chain him. As Kian stepped inside, his torch sputtered in the heavy air. The walls glistened with wet moss, and strange claw marks etched into the stone spiraled deeper into the dark. Every step echoed like a drumbeat, waking unseen things. Then came the first sound, a wet, dragging hiss. From the shadows slithered a creature, half wolf, half serpent, with bone ridges along its spine and eyes like green lanterns. It lunged. Kian's heart pounded, but he remembered his father's words. Monsters smell fear. Breathe slow. Strike fast. He lowered his torch to blind it, then thrust the spear through its throat. The creature writhed, screamed like a breaking violin, and went still. The black pit deeper he went, until he reached a yawning chasm. A narrow stone bridge crossed it, slick with moisture. From below rose whispers, hundreds of voices chanting in a language older than the mountains. Suddenly, bats with skull-white faces burst upward, slashing at him with hooked claws. Kian crouched low, covered his eyes with his arm, and crawled across the bridge as the swarm howled and dove. His torch fell into the pit, vanishing into a sea of darkness, but he gripped the spear tighter and pressed on. He reached a vast hollow chamber lit by a single fissure of red lava in the ground. There, on a mound of broken bones, loomed the monster that haunted the villagers' dreams. A hulking creature with 6 arms, skin like cracked stone, and a mouth that stretched from ear to ear lined with obsidian fangs. It had his father's helmet impaled on a spike. The monster stirred, its breath rattling like chains. Its 3 burning eyes fixed on Kian, and it rumbled, "Another child come to feed the dark." "I came to end the dark," he said, voice steady. The battle. The creature lunged, claws smashing the cavern floor. Kian rolled aside, thrusting his spear at a gap between its stone plates. The spear snapped, but the monster roared in pain. Using the jagged spearhead, Kian leapt onto a ledge above, waited as the monster's massive hand reached for him, then plunged the broken blade into its central eye. The beast thrashed, striking the cavern walls. Rocks rained down. The ceiling cracked, lava spewed upward. With a final cry that echoed like a storm, the monster collapsed into the fissure, sinking into the molten river